Hello there everybody and welcome to another Ford Crown Victoria video. It is very chilly here in Canada, Nova Scotia today. It is minus 20, which is about minus 4 Fahrenheit. So we just finished getting a ton of ice the other day, so the ground is rock solid. I had to snow blow the driveway a couple times so that way the car could get out in the morning, but everything was super icy, and as you guys can tell, the Crown Vic still has a lot of ice sitting on it. I let it run for an hour yesterday before going to work just to try and help de-ice it some, but obviously you just can't get it all. You can see in the push bar it's gathered up a bunch of ice and snow. Actually, that is just straight up ice at this point. There's no getting that out of there, so it is what it is. The car's pretty iced up. It's a little salty looking, but hey, that's just the classic winter look at this point. The other day I did end up giving a little bit of damage to the car, unfortunately. The snowbank was pretty icy at the end of the driveway, and the snowblower can get through it, and unfortunately it cracked the left front bumper just a little bit, but it's not too bad. I mean, you do notice it, but it is what it is. 15-year-old car, we'll just say it adds character at this point. I don't really have a whole lot of updates on this car, but because I just flat out haven't done anything to it, so I don't really know what you guys want to see as far as this car goes, but I will still continue to give you guys some updates and all that stuff. But really, I just don't have a whole lot to update with the car. The other thing is too, gas prices now here in Canada, Nova Scotia are about $5.89 a gallon. So this thing is not cheap to drive, and that's for 87 regular. When you get up to the 89-91 range, we're talking about $6.50 a gallon. So gas prices are insane right now, but it seems like that's the normal wherever you go. They're way above the norm. And when you get a car like this that's getting 16 US miles per gallon in winter driving, because with the winter it's harder on the vehicles, you're going to get less mile per gallon. It is what it is. It's the same thing regardless of what you drive, but right now I'm getting maybe 15-16 miles per gallon, and I'm going to tell you, it is not cheap. Even on the highway, it's probably not even getting 20 anymore right now with how cold it's been. So that's definitely the downfall of owning these, is the gas mileage. And like I said, now I've driven the winter tires too a bit more, I definitely suggest going with your Bridgestone Blizzaks or the Michelins. They're not bad, but they're definitely not great by any means. I haven't really gotten stuck at all except yesterday in the driveway because of just how much ice was on the ground. You would just sink straight down into it. Almost everybody's car got stuck yesterday. Everybody was late getting to work. It didn't matter what you did, what car you drove. Everybody was just getting stuck because of how much ice there was. So I'm not really going to fault anything for that. But overall, these tires are definitely not as good as what your Michelins or your Bridgestone Blizzaks or your Hakkapelitas could be. They are good. They handle very well, actually. I'll give them that. They handle very, very well. They brake really well. But overall, I just find that they get up and go in some of the deeper snow and the more slick conditions just aren't as good as what the other tires could be. And like I said, for those that have seen my other video, or for those that don't know, actually, these are the Goodyear Eagle Ultra Grip GW3s. It's what the police usually use in the winter. So I said they're not a terrible tire, but they're not what I would call amazing by any means. I get a ton of ice sitting around the fender wells right now. Thank God the undercoat still works. The fenders haven't rusted out any on this side, but on the left-hand side where it was starting to rust out, it's gotten a little bit worse. I'll show you guys that here in a second. But yeah, these are the Goodyear Ultra Grip GW3s. The code date on these was a couple years old when I picked them up, I noticed, so that could be playing a factor into it, or they might be a little bit harder. But overall, I just find that the tire compound on these is definitely a lot firmer than what Michelin and Bridgestone and stuff is. It does not move very easy at all. There is some snow in there, so it's making it a little tougher, but it's a much harder compound than what those tires are. So like I said, it just doesn't grip quite as well, and there's a lot less siping in the center compared to what those tires have, so that probably makes a big factor in how well these tires perform overall in the snow and stuff. So that's definitely some good information for you guys, for those that have to drive your Crown Vics in the wintertime, which unfortunately a lot of us do, especially if you live in the Northeast and you don't store your vehicle. You're going to have to drive your car in the snow. It is what it is. It's part of it, and the salt and all that crap is going to get on it. So yeah, the tires overall really haven't worn out much, and I haven't driven that much this winter, especially with how high gas prices and stuff have been. I've probably only done, I don't even know how much driving I've done this winter, maybe 2,000-3,000 kilometers right now. So and that would be counting since beginning of November. So I just have not driven it too much. Car's due for an oil change here soon. Yeah, you can just see all the salt and stuff getting roasted onto this thing. Whole trunk is still 100% ice, but nothing I can even do. I tried beating it off the best I could. We'll give her a cold start though, because I don't think I've ever cold started this thing for you guys. So we will do that. It will start, I promise. I know it's a Ford, but it will start. All right, let's fire the old girl up here. Oh, turn that off. Don't want copyright. There we go. Fires up no problem, just as any car should, honestly, even in this cold weather. But this battery's got to be at least 3-4 years old now, and I'm shocked it's still running. It is a Motorcraft battery, or is it a Motorcraft? No, I think this is the Napa battery. It's 3 or 4 years old, and I'm actually shocked because one of the years I stored it, I left the battery plugged in, and it still started. It even last year when I picked it up after winter storage, it still started as well. So whatever battery's in here, it's pretty good. Anyways, guys, I said I apologize there wasn't like a ton of info in this video. I really need to clean the car both inside and out, but it's just been so salty. If you wash the car, it's completely salt covered by the time you drive halfway down the road. So there's not much point in running it through the wash right now. But anyways, I'm hoping I can get it done this week because it's supposed to be above freezing all week. So that's when I'll get it done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and see you all next time for another Crown Vic vid.